Today is September 2nd of 2022, and I want to talk about Beyonce Knowles as a prototypical mentality of our generation and how she and I are the total opposite, making her what you might call an adversary. An adversary is a nice word of saying someone who you will never be. Yeah, it's like I'm never going to be fire to myself. I'm never going to be a hurricane to myself. I'm never going to be an animal attack to myself. So, in so many ways, those things are adverse. Adverse meaning what's never going to be yourself. That's why it's adverse. Strength is known by adversity. Adversity means you know which side is strong based on what's adverse to you, what's the opposite of you. For instance, life on planet Earth is to do equitable resources to all of humanity. It's adverse to our existence, so we have to fight it constantly. Those that pick up the earth and put it together are very weak because we have yet to have any generation in which our skin was glossy. Flesh, feelings, that's all we're here to do. So in so many ways, what's adverse to the human race proves that it's strong too, which means the human race is a weak-minded batch of fools. But anyways, I speak of this because stereotypical black women are my arch enemies. I despise them utterly. I despise proximity to them, resemblance to them. I just despise them utmostly. It's not the black skin or the appearance, even though that does disturb me. It's the soul. It's their eye, their ear, their mouth, their dome. It's their ability to see, hear, and reason and speak that disturbs me utterly, and I despise them for all of eternity. I say this because something that stereotypical black women love to do, and they're not alone in this, but I'm not the one who shares this with them. They like to say things like, you need to, cause like if you don't, that's why that happened, you know? That's how you know you're dealing with a stereotypical black woman. She always has the answers, and the answers all stem around, you should have done something different, or you need to do something, or else it's your fault. And one of those things is your thought. Our thought does not affect anyone in our soul. But of course, executed across the globe, it affects the whole, you know? But if you're just thinking a thought, if someone says something like, don't be presumptuous. No, I can be presumptuous. If someone says, don't think so deep about shit, it ain't that deep, bitch. No, I can think deep about shit because it's my soul. Stereotypical black women, they try to control your dome. And here's another definition of a stereotypical black woman. It's a person that had a good experience with money, and now they're ready to cannibalize off of people who haven't had a good experience, primarily those that are a beautiful soul who would never do the things that they've done to acquire the money or think thoughts that they've thought while they were acquiring the money. And so then they need a cannibalistic sacrifice to look down on. They need people who don't have things, people whose nails aren't painted, people who are disorganized, dirty, filthy, and poor. They need that kind of stuff to live for. And so a stereotypical black woman is someone who broke the laws of science in conjunction with extractors, entrepreneurs, and employers. And they've head honchoed the bandwagon, even though if they don't own a business or have a child, they pretty much are wilder than a wildebeest on a field. They are really mad crazy about looking down on others for not having a big bank account, not having a car, not having independence, not having, luxurious possessions. All these things, that's what a stereotypical black woman, brings. But the main thing that bothers me more than anything is that she tries to control a person's brain. Okay? Very few people try to do that. The stereotypical black woman in this generation multiplied across the globe gave confidence to entrepreneurs, employers, and customers to join her to do victimization of people's lives by thinking lowly of them as we grow old and die and perhaps come back out the womb. But by that time, it's too late because the wounds of your soul will never heal when you don't know what happened to you in the darkness that's back there. That's what stereotypical black women are doing right now on earth. And I have been a victim of their dirt. Okay? And because I'm a victim of what they've done, I have something to say about all of this. And what it is that my thoughts inside of me can never be wrong. But your thoughts in songs, poems, and all across the globe, it's going to cost you a fortune for all of eternity. And what I'm trying to say is you're going to be electrocuted forever. I say this because this is something else that stereotypical Black women do. And this is what I'm recording this for. They will say something like, be positive. Okay? Just all of a sudden. You got to be positive. Right now we have a lot of reality shows out. So I'm going to do a little demonstration of a stereotypical Black woman and I'm going to explain how this works. After they make money, put it in the bank, and they're not using their brain to really think about flesh, blood, and bones, coming back and going, living just to die, and why, what's going to happen beyond the sky, how did this start, when is it going to end, does it end, why do we suffer in? They don't think about those things because they made money. And because they made money, they have a lot of time on their hands to think about other stuff. So then they start thinking about, how can I justify, because I'm so brilliant, I'm so wise, I know I'm doing wrong, but I'm going to help the world do it right. How can I justify this? I need to raise up a banner about money and independence. So we need to put some books out. We need to have some clubs. We need to have some social organization. We need to have some BET, some music. We need to have Pardon Let Me Upgrade. Yeah. We need to have Step Up on the Step. We need to have stuff about, I got my watch, I got my throw, I got my thing. We need to do this because, if we don't do this, we're not going to be able to help the world champion robbing people after birth of their comfort in the darkness. So we need to help people think, because we had a good experience with money. So because we had a good experience with money, we want, we got our nails done. We keep our nails done. We live in a big penthouse. We have fuck. We do whatever. So I want people to not know that this is wrong. And if they know it, I want them to think, motherfucker, please, we moving on, And so a stereotypical Black woman is someone who, after she's thought all that and done all that and helped her whole mass kind of achieve this negligence towards just me, honestly, because I'm the only lawkeeper in the whole wide universe. I'm the only person that would do science first and only, and I would never compromise anything that was required. But anyways, to make a long story short, a stereotypical Black woman is someone who says, everybody needs to be positive because I don't like negativity in my life. Even if you're not a Christian, I'm not a Christian. I was raised Christian, but ever since I got older, I decided to do the whole thing my own way. Like, I don't have to go to church to hear a message to be positive. I always say on my bedroom wall, I have affirmations like the 10 Commandments. And every day I wake up, I say, today is a day that I'm going to be blessed. I say things like, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to let the light shine through. I'm not going to see the dark clouds that roll over my soul. I'm going to believe in myself regardless of what I'm told. I have these things posted on my wall, and every day I say them to myself like a prayer, like a Hail Mary prayer. And I always tell people, you cannot be negative. You have to always be positive. If you want to have the life I'm living, if you want the goal, if you want the jewelry, if you want the money, if you want the men, if you want the fame, if you want the success, you got to start somewhere. You got to start with thinking positive. You got to put that in the air. You can't just be going around treating people rude and being negative and thinking that things going to happen for you. You got to be positive. Like, you got to think right. Okay, so here's what I want to say. Stereotypical Black women, let me tell you how this goes. You never tell a person what to do with their brain because our bodies are buried on earth, but our brain goes to hell or heaven, or it returns and is given a new cadaver. So you can never tell a person what to do with their brain, though, believe it or not, we're supposed to be doing the same thing. And what we're supposed to be doing in our brain is thinking about rain and pain. That's it. The environment that's dangerous and the pain that we could go through. Brain turns into be rain, be pain. When R is any letter, it's just the brain is thinking about pain or thinking about the environment that's dangerous. That's it. That's all you're supposed to do with your brain. You're not supposed to be positive. You're just supposed to protect yourself from pain because the environment can rain. The environment can volcano. The environment can animal attack. Just things that could happen to you that shouldn't. You're supposed to use your brain for that. And it's only because there's pain that those things can occur. And it's as simple as that. You don't have to be a genius. It's very simple. It seems very weird because you've preoccupied yourselves with so much neurological cannibalistic sensation of adjective polarities to observe left and right. People suffering that maybe don't pay the price, but I do. And so I care about that. And I want to use my brain the right way too. Okay? But what you all are doing is you're telling people to be positive about anything that happens. That's not logical. Rather, what you do first is, because positive has a meaning. Positive is someone who is negative about a good situation. And then you say, be logical. This is a good situation, so be positive. For instance, if you give everyone a car and someone complains about maybe perhaps driving, then you say, be positive. This is the best we can do. We could euthanize you if you'd like. And then if they say, no, I want to be here, and say, well, this is all we got right now. I mean, isn't it fair that everyone has the same car? And then they're like, so give us a good spirit. Give us a go, go, go cheer. We're doing the best we can. We're moving as fast as we can. Maybe in a couple of years, we'll have some wings that you could fly with in your solar sci-fi outfit. Right now, we're ground-based, and outside of flights and other things, you're going to be driving every day. Now, if you'd like, we can give you someone to drive you around. Oh, I think that'll be nice. Who knows? But you see, first you have to create an environment to be positive in, and then you demand the positivity. You can't just all of a sudden pop up and tell a brain while they're suffering, be positive. You can't tell someone while they have $5 in their bank account, be positive, and then God gonna bless you, like you're gonna excel in life. No. You're not supposed to be positive about negative things ever. You're supposed to be negative about negative things. And you're supposed to be positive about positive. So you can't tell a person to be positive until everything is done right. And then if they are, a difficult person, you say, this is not that kind of light. I say this because you can never tell a person what to do with their brain. What you were supposed to do is, instead of giving this advice about positivity with the brain, you were supposed to give everyone a house and tell everyone, instead of saying, everybody needs to be positive. In this world, y'all have to focus on that. Like no, everyone needs a house. Everyone needs a car. Everyone needs possessions without a price. The same way you want me to be positive for free, though you don't want me to, but you just want to open your mouth and talk about something, it's the same way you should give me the scientific resources without me spending money. You just want me to be positive about poverty, positive about domestic violence, positive about low-income employment, positive about being an inferior nationality, positive about tricks and intelligence that's not intelligence, positive about politicians that get paid a paycheck while ghetto communities are still sitting on earth, positive about homeless shelters, positive about biology that electrocutes me in danger. No, why would I be positive about that? You want me to do that just for free? That would be for free. And when I am positive, I'm charging everybody because there's nothing to be positive about. That's crazy. But how about you just come on TV and say this one time? Y'all need to give everybody a house and a car because we was telling people to be positive, but it's like they will be doing that for free and negativity. So instead of telling people to do with their brain, we're going to tell people like everybody need to have a house. Everybody need to have a car at least in order to work a job. And then we go from there. You can't tell a person, oh, just in midair, leave your mama house and start working a job and pay bills. I mean, no, you got to have something to start with. And it's not your parents' decision. It got to be your own shit from the government or something. No, you don't do that. You know why? Because you're a bad person. So I'm going to tell you something to do with your brain. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And this is what I'm going to tell you. You're not going to be able to do it. Don't ever judge a person by what their brain didn't do. Flesh, blood, and bones, and engineering too. And if you do that, stereotypical black woman, at any time, you're going to burn in hell for all of eternity. And motherfucker, that is the bottom line.